Episode number 30.
You got it.
I got it. Every now and then I get one right.
That's
doing,
awesome. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. This is Corey at MC. This is VeVe Live, episode 30, as Corey said. We're so happy to have you guys here with us. We have a big show today. We have special guests. It's going to be absolutely amazing. You are not going to want to miss this. We have a big comic reveal at the end of the live stream, so you want to stick around for that. And this is one of the things that I'm actually the most excited about, is that we have a new staff member to introduce to you today for you to get to know. Isn't that
Only
right, Corey?
the bestest of the best. And, you know, we've got a new comic. Man, it sure would be great if we had someone who just knew everything about comics that we could have on the channel working alongside us. Who could that be? I know.
It's Zoe right here. Let's bring her up on stage. Let's get you over here. How you doing, Zoe?
Hello, fam. Kiara from New Zealand. It is early, but that's okay. I am excited to be here.
We super appreciate you being here so early. So for everyone that's watching, A, meet Zoe, who's amazing. But B, thank you so much, Zoe, because it is what, 6 something a.m. for you?
It is 6 a.m. on Friday, so hello from the future, most people.
Our time-traveling New Zealand compatriots live one day ahead of us. So for you, Friday, so you got the Friday vibes. You know, for me and Aaron, we're still living in Thursday, and we have a whole other working day. But you guys bring that extra energy. It helps us get through that Thursday into Friday hump. But how you doing today, Zoe?
I'm doing good. I woke up half an hour ago. So, you know, my day's just getting started, and it's starting here. So, you know, it's awesome. I'm loving it so far.
For sure. Yeah. Tell us about like what you're doing at the company and just a little bit about where you're from and your background. Anything you want to share, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. What are the lottery numbers? I won't know till Saturday. I won't know till tomorrow. But yeah, hi everyone. My name is Zoe. I have been a VeVe for about, I want to say 6 weeks now, and I'm really loving it. I'm the new comics campaign manager, so I'm going to be looking after all things comic books here at VeVe. I'm working with our publishers, working with our awesome team, and just trying to, you know, give some more love and some more appreciation for comic books here at VeVe. I'm loving it so far. Yeah, and I'm just excited to be here. So far, so good.
We are excited you are here. Now, whenever you and I first talked, I was like, you know, you kind of do a pulse check. They're like, they hired someone for comics. Like, I'm going to ask what kind of comics. And you gave me some deep cuts in terms of the novels you're reading. I was like, okay, Zoe's legit. Like, she's reading things because the graphic novels that you cited to me, I was like, okay, those are deep cuts. But share with our viewers and share with chat. What are you reading right now? What are you digging on?
Right now, I'm reading Ultimate XMen Volume 2. I've been collecting on the Blue app and also on Green app, of course, been getting those Peach Momoko covers. I started reading Asterix and Obelix, so I'm very tempted to go back and relive my childhood. That was basically my foray into graphic novels and comic books. I am always rereading my favorite manga, Girl from the Other Side. And I'm always fingers crossed and hoping that they're releasing more Hawkeye because Kate Bishop is my girl, you know.
Nice for sure. And your role at the company, you mentioned you're a campaign manager for comics. So just share with everybody, you know, a little bit more about what that means and how you're going to be helping us and how you already have, just so everybody knows. Our guest today, you know, Zoe really helped set that up for us. And thank you so much. You guys are really going to love what we're going to have in a little bit. But yeah, just a little bit about your role and what you're doing here already.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, I mean, then sort of the main gig is to basically give love and give someone in charge of making sure that we can, you know, promote our comic books, promote our publishers, our artists, our illustrators, our writers who are going to be on the show today, making sure that they have a presence here on VeVe, also giving a bit more love to our comic book campaigns. We obviously have our weekly drops, so making sure that they're getting as much love, and also looking at bringing in, you know, new people into the VeVe fam. There are so many comic book lovers. People understand the IP. They love the IP. There are so many readers out there as well. Like, I'm a big reader just of books in general. I came from book publishing and esports as well. So I know that there's huge like digital community communities. There's huge digital communities of just book lovers and comic book lovers. So trying to bring them into the VeVe fam and really celebrate collecting and getting people to understand, oh, I get this. It's comic book collecting, but online, the covers are cool, blind boxes, I get that. Yeah, and basically just giving tons of love to comic books and making sure that they have a place to shine here on VeVe, and working with you guys as well, working with publishers, making sure that they're getting some love, working with you guys, making sure that we're talking to our community more about comic books.
Yeah.
And I'm loving it. Yeah.
We're loving having you here, that's for sure. And I mean, we have some amazing guests on the show, as the thumbnail dictates. And that's largely thanks to your effort. And it's a big push that we have at VeVe right now. And that's getting people in charge of some of the major initiatives, comics being one, collectibles being another. And it's great for us as, you know, our little team that promotes all of the different things in all the different ways. It's great to have specialists, you know, so someone, you know, now is looking at comics, loving comics, all of your hours going into comics. I'm here for it, because whenever you look at my old rhubarb, you can go check me out on the app if you want. But if you look at my stacks, it skews heavy comics. I got a lot more comics than I've got collectibles, because that is my jam.
No, same here, same here. I'm starting on the collectibles. I've got a couple in my collection right now, but you know, you got to back what you love. So I'm here on the comics.
That's great. Yeah, we'll get more into it as time goes on. You'll obviously be joining us all the time. You're going to be here the whole show, so we'll talk more about, you know, you and your background and everything. We have a few things to get started with just before we actually get our guests here, which is from Heroes Be Damned. We're going to have both Vince and Terry here. It's going to be amazing. They have a special trailer they brought with them. It's crazy. And but let's talk about some of the stuff we have going on right now just before they get here. A big shout out to Josh, of course, you know, from our Discord. He's in our actual chat right now doing our moderation. And of course, our new community team member, FlexiCat, is also in the chat, helping out on the community management side. You know, big shout out, of course, to, you know, OMW. He's actually not here today because he's got a special thing. Give him a celebration. I believe he might be on his honeymoon. So everybody needs a break today. He doesn't have to be here, but they're in the chat right now. And as the show goes on, as we always do each week, we're going to have the giveaways in the chat. And so if you just talk and you just get involved and you ask questions and you have fun, 2 of you are going to win a special VeVe prize today. You know, just randomly if you're just commenting and hanging out, and that'll be done after the live stream. But let's just talk about this really quick, you guys. We have the new VeVe feed contest, and I'm showing it on screen. This just went live on our X, you know, page today. Every week we have all those people in our VeVe feed in the app, you know, giving awesome submissions. So you can see we got some really great ones. We can't go too into depth today because of our time factor, but there's some great ones in here, Corey. I mean, Zoe. I mean, you guys look what we got going on over here. These submissions are great.
I'm loving it. I'm loving learning about AR. I'm loving learning about the VeVeverse, and every week the community really brings it. Shout out to the baseball one. That's cool. Somebody actually went outside and touched grass to make that, and I love that. Shout out to my grass touchers. You got to leave the house, you know, every couple of days, right? Right?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah, that's Dub right there. That's a good one. And look at Chombo's down in the corner. I love the rabbits. You know, that police officer one's already getting me.
I'm wearing that pin.
Are you really?
It's the same.
It's the same pin.
Yeah. This was a which con was it? San Diego, or it was New York Comic Con Fig Pin, or was it San Diego where we did the
I
Fig
think it was
Pin
New York Comic
partnership?
Con. Yeah, the Fig Pin. Yeah.
And so if you got the pin, you'd get the digital collectible. And right there, it's in that police officer rabbit's hands. Holy smokes, I love it.
You can see there's 12 right there. Yeah, and you can vote on them right now. So basically how it works every week, everybody, 2 people are going to win, you know, the people with the most votes, you know, just, you know, share the love, have some fun with it. You know, you can let us know on the X feed there, you know, who your second favorite is, your third. It's all good. And also 2 of the voters win as well. So, you know, if you vote, you have a chance to win. And if you are doing these submissions, you have a chance to win. And it's every week. And we've given out, oh man, we've given out a lot of giveaways on this. It's been really successful. Thank you so much to everybody for showing up for that one. Let's just quickly move on because we have a couple announcements. We had the X-Men 2000 movie anniversary, so we did a little post on that. I know we love the X-Men. I know, Zoe, you love the X-Men, you know, the comics as well, especially. And we had a little giveaway in there, so that was a lot of fun. So I don't know if you guys remember, but this movie was great. I'm from the west coast of Canada, and this was actually filmed in the Vancouver area. So I remember seeing like them filming like in this one kind of like closed off area with like lights and cranes. And one of my friends was actually working in the movie as a film editor. So I have some
That's
really
awesome.
fun ties to this.
And Wolverine, also Canadian. So I mean, lots of love there, I'm sure, from the Canadian
Technically
flag.
Australian. I'm gonna claim, they're my
Oh!
cousins, I'm
This
gonna
one,
claim
yeah.
Wolverine. He
Deep
kind of
cut,
belongs
deep
to
cut.
Oceania. I'm not. I got. We
True.
have a hold on him.
Yeah, the character to us, the actor to you. We can. And Corey, you're just gonna have to watch. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm just on the sidelines,
Just give us
Call
this
it
one
as I
thing,
see it.
We don't have much.
Exactly. And speaking of which, we did have the comic anniversary, which is Hulk 181 with the first appearance of Wolverine. This was another post we did. We're celebrating our previous drops, key comics and collectibles from the past. We did a little giveaway there too. That was a lot of fun. Everyone was sharing their comic books, and the ones they got. I have this whole set. I have to admit, I had to have it. I mean, it's Wolverine.
It's a good one.
I know, right? But can you believe this one came out almost like a year ago already?
Yeah, I can't believe it. I
Yeah.
can remember us doing the video for it. This is another kind of argument amongst collectors, like 180 versus 181, like first cover, cameo appearance, first appearance, like a little bit of an argument there.
Yeah,
But yeah,
for sure.
you got to have them both. That's
Yeah.
the solution. There's no question if you got both. You don't have to argue anything.
Exactly, right? So that was an anniversary we did. And then, of course, the Superman movie came out. And Corey, just really quickly, we did a really awesome article on Superman and collecting. Maybe can you touch on that? Because that's linked in this post. A lot of really great reaction from that as well.
For sure. Well, if you haven't watched the movie, please don't read that article. As much as we appreciate the viewership, the clicks, that organic traffic, it's full of spoilers. It's spoiler loaded. But yeah, it's a big initiative that we're pushing right now. We really want to be touching pop culture, writing editorials, really mixing it up. We all love this stuff here, and we just don't get a lot of opportunities outside of live streams and our socials to share that. And so writing articles and being more involved in the collectible space, the pop culture space, it's just a great way for us to do it. So it's a big initiative. We're going to be rolling out articles nonstop. I'm excited for it because it gives us an excuse to geek out even more than we already do. But yeah, expect to see more. And who knows, keep your eyes on the job postings. You might just see a copy editor position. You'd be working with me and my team. Just saying, I'm pretty cool guy to work with. I mean, but yeah, it's an exciting new initiative for us.
And Zoe, have you seen the movie? I haven't seen it, so I haven't read the article because there's spoilers in there.
No.
So I had to stay away from this one.
I'm going this weekend, but there is a really cool cameo in there from one of my favorite actresses at the moment.
Don't say
I'm
it.
very excited.
Don't say it. No, my whole family went and saw it this past week, and I was, here working because that's what we got to do. But they went to a matinee and they thought it was awesome. So they've been like, I've just don't talk to me. I'm seeing it this weekend too, just like you.
Yeah, dodge the spoilers. You got to dodge them.
Yeah, for sure. We have our guests just starting to show up here shortly here. So let's just move on really quickly here. We had 2 level 100s that announced this week. Ray Fixie, thank you so much for being such an awesome collector and all the history that you bring to VeVe. We did a little post, just a little post, but you'll be connected to, of course, all of our level 100 celebrations, our, redemptions and everything that's in store. But we did a post on that. Please, everyone, go there, say hi, say congrats. Level 100. So we're getting up there now. I think we're close into the 90s now almost. So, we're starting to, and lots of big stuff is happening. And of course, we had another level 100 as well. It was Wes celebrating.
Congratulations.
So big shout out to both of them. Thank you so much for all you guys, for all your dedication and passion and all the comments you guys do each day and the conversations you start. Super valuable. Wes in particular brings up a lot of great points. We're always reading his feeds, always checking out the feedback. And, they just bring so much to the platform. So big shout out to you guys right there. But yes, guys, we're almost at this time right here where we have our guests to come up. Let's just bring this off screen right here. And I'm very excited about this, you guys. Corey, should we actually do the little video introduction just before?
Let's roll the trailer before we introduce our distinguished guests. In 3, 2, 1, roll it.
No one knows where he came from. No one knows who he is. Only that he is the Man in Black.
Sheesh.
Oh my God.
So metal.
That was amazing. Hey, everybody. We want to welcome Terry and Vince. Here we go. We got you guys up on stage right now. I'm not going to say too much. I want you guys to talk about this whole thing. That trailer was crazy. We got it from the Kickstarter page. And we are so honored to have you guys with us today. We have the comic, of course, up on our screen right here, which actually comes out very shortly here on VeVe Comics. First off, Terry, how you doing? Thanks so much for joining.
Oh, thanks for having us. I still get chills when I watch that trailer.
Same here. Good one.
So
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
That is awesome. And Vince, you too, thanks so much for joining us as well. That is a pretty crazy trailer.
Thanks for having us, man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. And we've had 24/7 crew on before. Carl has brought the heat a few times with us. You know, we have Evermind, we've got Zero Ghost. We've had multiple live streams. Before we dive into it, let's break down who you both are and how you relate to this project. So Vince, let's start with you because I mean, this is kind of your baby, writer, artist. Talk to me a little bit about, give me your elevator pitch for you and this amazing comic.
Well, you know, I'm just a guy who likes to draw a lot.
Humble.
And you know what? This is like a project I've been working on for a long time. And just the fact that it's out right now, I'm just pretty excited. And I'm just really hoping people will enjoy it.
And Terry, I mean, longtime Marvel editor when it comes down to it. And this has been an interesting dynamic for you, I'm sure, with a creator-owned project. It kind of adds a new blend to what you contribute and how you contribute. Talk to me how you got looped into the project. I think you heckled Jay Lee, who we've had some one-of-one artworks from Dynamite. Give us a little bit of your backstory and how you got pulled into this project.
Well, like you said, I was writer-editor for Marvel for about 20 years. I've been dipping in and out of the comic book industry since then. I was at a convention in San Francisco about a year and a half ago. I went to Jay Lee's panel to heckle him because that's what I do. And Carl came out, followed me out of the panel afterwards and asked for a brief interview. And I did a little interview with him and then asked if I might be interested in getting involved with 24/7. You know, I said, sure, show me the project. Let's talk. When he showed me this, the first 3 issues were completed already, and I was blown away. I had concerns initially about someone writing and drawing their own work, with the exception of a few people like John Byrne and Alan Davis and Walt Simonson. That's a risky proposition because a lot of times, you know, the writer in them might take a shortcut figuring they can pick it up in the art or vice versa. That was not the case at all now. Okay. That was not the case at all with this. I just loved what I saw. I love working with Vince. He's very open to suggestions. And like I said, the first 3 issues were completed. I just really sort of made some name suggestions, some title change suggestions, and maybe I suggested adding a couple of scenes. Please don't disconnect.
Great suggestions, though. They were great.
Yeah, that's amazing. For Vince, can you break down this story? Because there's some interesting elements. You know, we've got the man in black, sort of an ominous character. We've got some interesting art styles and themes. On the Kickstarter, I saw there's some like references to Berserk, which I know a lot of the people watching on VeVe have been hungry for more manga-esque styles and themes. Darker tone. Run me through like a synopsis of what someone's going to expect whenever they open the cover and start pouring through the page.
Yeah, I mean, if you like The Boys or Spawn, even Berserk, you're going to get a touch of this one with definitely with the superhero theme or the bit of a satire to it. The character basically it just mauls down everything, and it's not just about like pure fighting or violence. It's more like understanding why he's doing it. So you'll get to see the journey along with this. It's a 6th issue, so you'll get to see what's happening and what's going on, especially with this particular character, the Damned.
It's so cool.
And Zoe, I'm going to pass the torch to you. Gentlemen, this is Zoe Comics. I mean, you've probably been emailing back and forth, but now that we've got a comic expert on the team, I'm going to hand it over to her to ask the real hard questions, but hopefully fun questions.
Pleasure to meet you guys. My question is around what sort of drew you to work with 24, and because a lot of them, a lot of comics these days, like Corey mentioned, Zero Ghost, a lot of the 24 stuff has been launched on Kickstarter. So what was the appeal of, launching a comic through crowdfunding as opposed to a more traditional method? And sort of what have been sort of the benefits and maybe some of the challenges of going that way than rather a traditional publisher setting?
With this one in particular, I mean, I was working on this project for a while.
Yeah.
And I was just going to launch it on my own, by any means, of course. Like going to comic book store, doing a Kickstarter the whole bit. And it was just by chance I get a message from Carl, just wanted to talk to me. And I thought it was just someone who just wanted a commission or something. And he just said, like, let's talk on, do a video chat. And honestly, I was just like, another one. And then as I was chatting with Carl, the first thing he said, he goes, "Who's this character?" And because again, people were just messaging me for like on their projects or a commission or something. And he was really taking interest on this particular project I was working on. And it just from there, it just kind of snowballed, you can say. And then I said, hey, why not join 24/7? They got a pretty cool concept. And the fact that they're really more into like pushing the creative. That's what I really liked about it.
Yeah.
Like just the freedom.
Yeah. That's amazing.
sure.
I think in this day and age, trying to get, publishers that are passionate about the creative and passionate about the storytelling, at least in traditional book publishing, there are so many good stories out there, but only so many get picked. And maybe sometimes, for better or worse, those ones are the ones that could potentially, sell over, a story that really touches and speaks to people. So that's amazing. Shout out to 24/7 for really championing artists and creatives. That's awesome.
Yeah, very rare. Like just pushing the creative minds behind everything and just giving them more support, which is like
absolutely
rare.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out 24.
It is super rare, and it's the thing we talk about on this channel a lot. Anytime we're talking about, we have a lot of publishers on VeVe. Digital first really is a great opportunity for people to publish because there's a lot less risk. You can distribute globally without having to print anything, put things on shelves. So there's a high risk to reward ratio. But what I like about pretty much everything that Carl does in 24/7 is it's creator owned.
Yes.
And when something's creator owned, it gives those creators the ability, if something kicks off, they have the rights to do whatever they want with it. And so a lot of projects you see that get put under larger publishers, it might just be that comic and it's going to be a diluted form potentially if it ever does become something more than a comic, a television show, video game.
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about that, because I know this initial run is 6, I believe 6 comics total.
Yes.
But I saw an interview with Terry, who was just going through the challenges of stretching something or shrinking something whenever there's something else in mind, and some editorial challenges with that. For you had built an entire world around this already. So talk to me about squeezing your world into 6 issues, and do you see something beyond those 6? Because I believe you selected one little piece of your universe to tell this story in 6 comics.
Yeah, I mean, like to get an idea, there's just definitely a Bible behind this whole story. I mean, I even got far back in how he was born, how his parents met. But it's something you don't need to talk about. I mean, obviously, it was just more towards like building who he is to this point. And this one, it was taken from part of the story to tell the 6 issues. Because originally I already had set pretty much the end goal, you can say almost. Obviously, that it's more issues. So when Carl said they only needed 6, I was like, oh, okay. So I was able to kind of pick a certain part of the story, which worked really well.
To what Vince said, I do think the creator should know the entire backstory for a character, but it doesn't all have to appear on the page. It really doesn't. If the creator knows the character well enough, what matters will appear on the page, and you'll keep a consistency to the character, which is really what the readers will resonate with.
Yes.
And I think readers and audiences, we pick up when things are sort of maybe retconned or thrown in for the sake of another movie or another storyline or another, as an audience, I think we can tell. So, props to you for having that already planned out in the back of your mind, because that just adds a whole, depth that is there to explore if and when the time is right.
Oh,
there's
definitely.
a whole sort of movement now, especially in regards to Marvel and DC, that all that continuity becomes baggage that people don't necessarily know how to use, and a new writer might come on and want to jettison some of that or retcon it, like you say. I've never approached it that way. In my mind, that it's not baggage, all that continuity. It's material that's ripe for re-exploration. It doesn't mean you have to contradict anything. I think that's disrespectful to an audience when you do that. If they've invested their time and energy in it, I think it should be taken seriously and treated seriously. I've always looked at all that continuity as something that can be worked with to build new material. And that's, in fact, how the Clone Saga came about in Spider-Man. And that's all I'm saying about the Clone Saga.
We're not going to push you on the Clone Saga, I promise.
That's amazing. I mean, we have 5 covers right here that are available, and there's an extra one as well, which is really cool. Maybe talk a little bit about the art, about each cover, if you like. We do have our blog that's open. And just so everybody knows, this is dropping on our green app, the VeVe Comics platform. And this is coming on Thursday, the 18th, which is tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific. So it's not on our blue traditional app where you do the drop that way. You have to go to the VeVe Comics platform. And that's where we have our 24/7 tab, and it's going to be right in there. We'll show you that in a little bit as well as we go on. And of course, you can follow our posts. But let's talk about the cover art. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. I mean, you can see that we have the common cover right here as well. But do you want to take us through maybe, Vince, the artists and each one of them? We can scroll down on the blog as well and kind of celebrate them. The art is amazing. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's like the first one for sure.
Yeah.
I just really wanted to kind of like really show him really kind of like as if he was looking at you.
Yeah.
That's not good. I don't want to
you don't want that. Looking at maybe you do.
Yeah. It's simple but straightforward.
Yeah, and that's the standard cover. That's our common right there. And then we have the gray cover, the uncommon.
Wait, can I just go back to the previous cover for 1 second?
Yeah,
that's not an easy image to pull off.
No.
Because it doesn't have all the facial features, etc., that make it clear that you're looking straight on at a face. But Vince managed to pull it off really well and in a very threatening way.
Yeah. Absolutely amazing right there. Yeah. And then and of course right here we got, like we said, the gray cover, the uncommon right here.
Yeah, this is a good one. I like this.
and for our folks watching, the folks in chat, Vince, who are we looking at? Who is this mysterious character? Give us a little bit about the powers, abilities, name, all that good stuff, whatever you want to divulge.
Yeah, I don't want to give too much away, but like he is basically a very powerful character. And I have a whole backstory why he's so powerful. Again, doesn't have to be mentioned in the story, but as you can see, he's more like meditating, and there's a whole purpose behind it. You can say he has more of a background in martial arts, and has sort of like his way of like meditating because of the fact that he's like almost about to explode almost, but he has to keep calm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really cool right there. You can see that he's kind of sitting there. And that's an interesting part of the story for sure. I mean, the Heroes Be Damned title, like if you read the description of everything, and like I said, I don't want to give too much away, but it's pretty cool. There's like, I know you mentioned, the boys, and there's sort of, you kind of referenced that a little bit. And I mean, that show's been pretty awesome. And of course, people love that whole thing as well. And there's some elements of that. Talk about the title a bit, The Heroes Be Damned, because in the write-up, there's a little progression of heroes be this, heroes be, and then heroes be damned. And you can see he's like hunting down all of in a way, right? I don't want to give the story away too much so people can read it, but maybe just talk about that as we scroll.
Well, it was definitely a collaboration with Terry and Carl.
Yeah.
Because the original title was called Loath.
Okay.
Yeah. But it was more like giving something, but the title alone right here, Heroes Be Damned, was like a brilliant way of like really capturing it.
You really get the essence of what it's about just in three words, and that's hard to do. So
yeah, when you hear Carl said, you know he's excited about the title, and we're like, we're going with this one.
It's
Carl's
Amazing.
always thinking 360. Like anytime a work goes out, it's an interesting thing whenever you talk to Carl. Carl is the CEO of 24/7. Anyone that's watching, just an amazing, amazing gentleman. We've had him at our booth multiple times at multiple conventions.
Yeah.
But whenever you talk to him about all of the projects that he has sort of shepherded underneath his wing, it's always exciting. I always get exciting about everything that you all are doing because it's never just a comic. Whenever you talk to Carl, it's like, it's a comic, but it could be this and it could be that and it could be this, and it's creator owned, so they have the control over what it might. And whenever you hear that, I've said it already once, but creator owned means so much to me as a consumer of something, because you're not going to lose the value of it over time, which was what tends to happen when things aren't creator owned. A beautiful idea gets it gets distilled. Every time it gets handed off to another entity, it gets a little bit less. Creator owned means that the people that own it are going to care about it as it moves forward.
And honestly, from my experience at Marvel over the years, at a certain point, once creator owned became a possibility, I think people were secretly withholding their best creations. They didn't want to turn it over to a corporation necessarily. They wanted to get their page rate and do their work for hire. But in a lot of cases, they thought this is the going to be the culmination of my career, and I want to own it. I want to control it. I don't want to be told what to do with it.
Yeah. I mean, we're seeing that in the music industry as well. Creators having to buy back their own music that they sold off when they were, younger, or maybe didn't understand contracts, etc. Didn't have the financial backing as an up-and-coming artist. So it's awesome to see, 24 really taking that initiative and saying, hey, yes, we're going to help you distribute this, but it belongs to you guys at the end of the day, or a significant portion will belong to the creators.
Absolutely. For sure. Here's a question from our crowd today, too, from Stan right here. Do the guests have an opinion on digital versus print? And that kind of ties into what we're doing on VeVe and everything. Of course, what 24/7's been doing as well. The traditional collectors seem reluctant to switch. Are there any comforting words to share? And I would, add on to that we're kind of going into that sort of direction in a lot of ways, but we have the printed versions that are absolutely amazing. My thought is to have both. I don't know. That's just what I want to do. What are your guys' thoughts on that from Stan? Thanks, Stan, for the question.
Thank you, Stan. I'm good with both, actually. Like, I do like the print, obviously. And the digital is just like another option. I mean, it's their choice.
Yeah.
It's another way to reach audiences. I think, I have a great collection of, books. I have no more bookshelf space. So a lot of them are in, tubs. I would love to have more bookshelves. But, having, that many or more in the palm of my hand as a reader is, it's just another way to collect and another way to, have this IP that I love, but not taking up so much space for me. I mean, I don't have a lot of space, but yeah.
And there are advantages to both. Honestly, I've been a collector my whole life, so it was mainly about paper. And I've made the switch to the dark side, and I buy my comics now through Comixology because my wife's a very light sleeper, and I couldn't even have the bedside lamp on when I read. And then I discovered, I can read books and comics now without going out to the living room. But the upside is I've seen books that print, they look better digitally than they do printed. They get muted somehow, and the colors aren't as true to themselves. I remember years ago, right when I started going to digital, I read an issue of Avengers that had been drawn by Walt Simonson, and it really was so vibrant and bright. It reminded me of how I reacted to comics when I was younger. And I immediately reached out to Walt and I said, this is just, now I'm happy I'm reading digitally. I'm still going to go out and buy a copy of it because I want to have it. But it was a better experience digitally.
Yeah.
And it's something we found from a lot of our collectors a lot of people have they got into collecting via VeVe. And as they develop tastes and preferences for certain comics or collectibles, a lot of the things that we digitize and release as limited edition collectibles on VeVe have a physical replica. It's based on something physical. We have a lot of the legacy comics on Marvel, and those exist in the real world. And what we're seeing is a lot of people get the digital and then they go and buy the physical. And so it's created almost like this symbiotic relationship for our collectors where digital gets them into physical, which is a lot of fun. And something to know as we're scrolling through these covers, you know, if you're watching for the first time, we really appreciate that you're here. But the way comics on VeVe work is there's 5 variants. So you've got a common, uncommon, rare, ultra, secret rare. The editions decrease. It's another cool thing about digital is that there's finite editions. With the print world, sometimes you don't know how many there are in a print run. You'll know, you know, there's a retailer exclusive. If the retailer bought so many comics, they get one of a comic. So, you know, there's a little bit of a limitation. But for this comic, we're talking about some pretty limited numbers. The common has 264 editions total, uncommon 171, rare 131, ultra rare 71. And there's only 29 total in the whole world of the secret rare. So if you land one of any of these, like, you have one of the most limited edition comics on our platform, which is going to be great for value. That's for sure. 666 editions, you know. Ooh.
And you'll see one of the covers is the Sienkiewicz cover.
Yes.
That red cover.
Oh,
Terry can tell more about that one.
Right here.
That's super rare.
Terry hooked it up.
That's right. Bill's a buddy, and he was happy to do it. And he wouldn't have done it if he didn't like the material, but he really enjoyed it. And then
beautiful.
I put my foot in my mouth with this one, because when we first got it from him, I said, you know, I don't know, Bill, maybe it would be better if he was facing the other way, like looking forward to the future and not the past. And I tried flopping it, and man, was I wrong. And how stupid was I to question Bill's approach to something.
Yeah,
so
absolutely amazing.
This is a perfect way to do it.
Yeah,
I'm glad you called that out. I didn't even realize that we had a Sienkiewicz cover. He has some amazing exclusive covers on VeVe. I think one of my favorites would be the Return of the Jedi. He was the original artist for the original Return of the Jedi, and whenever we re-released it, he did an exclusive cover of the original cover. And so for me, that was so amazing, because, I mean, it was a 40-year anniversary. So he came back after 40 years to redo his original cover for a VeVe exclusive cover. VeVe exclusive, just in case you're new, again, we're really happy you're here. It just means that that cover only exists on VeVe. You won't be able to find it anywhere else. So that makes it pretty slick.
Nice.
Yeah, it's amazing. Here's the gold cover as well, the secret rare. So there's that version for you as well, Vince. That looks absolutely amazing. And first
time seeing this.
Yeah, this is great. I love it.
I never saw this. It's really nice.
Shout out to the Kickstarter backers. Shout out to people. I mean, dang.
Yeah, that was the page right here, the whole Kickstarter thing. And how did that process go for you guys as well? Like, was it really smooth and really fun? And did you get a lot of interactions from people? I know it was quite successful. It looks like, for sure. And will you do it again with a new kind of title and with a new kind of story, with something else? Will you bring us more? You know, another whole series or a mini series?
I'm sure we will. The entire process of Kickstarter was completely new to me.
Same here.
I know that Carl and the other folks at 24/7 had experience with it, and Vince and I contributed where we could. I was doing a live stream called Unhinged Stories, and Vince was doing what was it? Sketchy.
Super sketchy.
Super sketchy. I love the title.
I think that's Carl's idea.
That's
Carl's idea.
So it's Unhinged, so not surprising. I have no doubt that we'll do it again in the future with other books. Carl and I are in the process of talking about what titles we're going to launch next. I don't know if he's comfortable with me telling you, but we will when we're ready. We'd love to do this again.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of information too on the Kickstarter page just about the story, you guys. You can read into it. Even a couple issues ahead, you can see there's Loath. So that's what you were saying the title was previously. That's the name of the main character, correct? He's the guy. He's the one hunting him down. Is that right, Vince? That he's the Tell us a little bit about him. I know we don't want to spoil too much, but he looks so awesome and menacing.
Yeah, because he has a whole major backstory where something bad happen to him that pretty much made the decision for him to go out and kill everything.
Something I love in media of all types is when the villain's backstory, like when a villain makes sense. Because I think a lot of times, and this can be in superhero media across tons of different formats, sometimes the villain's origin story or the villain's motivations, you're kind of sitting there going, if you really think about it, you're going, okay, but surely it's not that dramatic. Well, that didn't really make sense. I love when a villain or an anti-hero's backstory is fleshed out and given love, just as much love and just as much justification as potentially a traditional hero. So
I
th-
completely
this is
agree.
cool. Yeah.
An unmotivated villain isn't interesting, no matter how powerful. And even Doctor Doom doesn't wake up in the morning thinking, "What bad things can I do today?" You know, he's
Yeah.
motivated by, if he takes over the world, everyone will be better for it. He can eliminate war and starvation and all that. It's a massive goal, but and it's not a realistic one, but it's a goal, and it's a focused goal, and you need to know. I think, with the exception of the Joker, every villain should be as well motivated as that. The Joker's just chaos. He doesn't need anything to do what he does.
Exactly. And when it touches on the psychology and motivation, and I guess just sort of the innate humanness, because sometimes you can understand when a villain is written well, you can really understand where they're going. Now, does the end justify the means? That's always the question.
Yeah.
But when you almost sympathize in a way, that's when I think creatives and storytellers really nail it. When you're almost rooting for the villain as much as you are the superhero, and when those lines blur, that is an interesting story to me.
I use the example of the first Black Panther movie. I thought Killmonger was as right as the Panther was. This is what the rooting value there was so fascinating to me, because I didn't know whose side I would take. They both made a lot of sense, and that is brilliant writing.
Yeah, 100%. I totally love that too, because sometimes the villains aren't like just innately evil. It's like you said, something happens that makes them, all of a sudden like an adversary of the main character, like the Spider-Man. A lot of the Spider-Man villains are, not like you said, like just like the Joker, just kind of chaos. They have like an interesting thing that pushes them that way, and it just makes me like them so much more. That's why is exactly what Zoe was saying. That backstory is so important to make you kind of drawn in. We have Victory right here as well, which is also really cool. So he's like the guy in the story that's kind of leading all the superheroes and everything in this world. Is that correct? And
that is correct,
and maybe talk a little bit about him, because he's about 75 years old. It says right here, and here's some of the imagery. It's the other side of the story, which is super cool.
Yeah. So he kind of represents sort of like, I guess, the Superman version of that world.
Yeah.
But and he's definitely been fighting since he was like a small child, you could say. So you can almost see his point of view of like what he sees as right when you kind of question what he's doing.
You'll recognize a lot of superhero archetypes in this. Vince touched on a bunch of them. There's a Batman, there's a Flash. Some of them don't even get names or lines of dialogue, but you'll know right away who you're looking at. And what's fascinating to me about the story itself, I loved the idea of those archetypes and the sort of deconstruction approach to it. And I know, even though this is fresh and new, there's going to be a comfort level for a lot of fans when reading it, because they'll recognize. But what I loved about this story is that Vince turned the good guys and the bad guys on their heads, and who starts out as a good guy may not stay as a good guy. And you start to understand more and more why the bad guy's doing what he's doing. It's fascinating, really.
Yeah. I love this comment from one of our viewers, from Ronnie Lito. He says, they say, if you can't see the villain's point of view, then you are the villain yourself. Like, nailed it.
Yeah.
Like,
actually, on that note,
Ronnie.
Aaron, can you switch us to the view where it's just all of us on screen, so we can we have a bunch of questions from our chat.
You bet.
And I don't want to cover up Terry and Vince with the questions. So let's start right at the top. We've got, what inspires your storytelling and art style, and how do you balance staying true to your vision while meeting audience expectations? From VeVe Gold. I think that one's probably for you, Vince.
Yep. That's for Vince.
Oh, that's for me. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, if you look in the book itself, it's all black and white, with red being the hint color. With that style, because my style is more like detail, but with my storytelling, I try to balance it all out. And then with the storytelling, for an artist drawing this particular book, I was telling Tara before, like for each book, I'm excited to draw each one, because it's something for me excited to draw this particular scene. Like there's a purpose to everything in the book, not just for the story, but even for myself to draw it out. You know, there's never a part where it's just like the same area, but it makes sense when you're reading the story. And again, it benefits me when I'm drawing it.
Yeah.
And the black and white serves this story very well because it's really about the grays between the characters. It really is. So the black and white speaks to the absolutes that everyone is expecting.
I love that.
But then you see what you get is not exactly that.
The gray area between good, bad,
love it.
evil. Love it.
Kind of see that through the book. There is that gray area. So when you look at the dam or Loath, he's drawn with a lot of detail, but he does pop up for a purpose. When you see it being told, you see what's going on.
Amazing.
Very nice. We've got from Ronnie Lido. What kept you creating art like this before you started getting paid for it? What is your muse or inspiration that keeps you creating just for the sake of creating itself?
Oh, that's
what keeps you going? What inspires you?
And just so you know, guys, Ronnie's an artist himself. So
yes.
He's fantastic. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I always get this asked a lot, especially like for an artist. Obviously, it can be really tough, trying to, get your name out the whole bit. I always came down to more like kind of just doing it for myself in a way and really pushing me. And again, you want to make sure that people like your stuff, but at the same time, it's all for you type thing. So when I draw, like, obviously, if I wasn't getting paid for this project, I'm still doing it either way.
Mm-hmm.
Before when Carl came on, I was like, oh, even better. It's a bonus.
Yeah.
But like even when working with Terry, I remember like the extra pages, and it would be a suggestion. And then Carl says, like, if it helps the story, go for it. And at the same time, it's like, it's more work, but I'm just like, let's do it.
Yeah.
No questions
like
asked. Just do it.
Yeah, you have that whole backstory in your head. You've developed so much lore for this world, the storytelling. It's there to draw on. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I think also there's something as a creative person myself, there is really something in doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
The fan service of the audience in your head. If you're loving it and you're enjoying it, then I mean, it matters obviously because like say you have to build, you got to get paid, you got bills to pay, you got to eat. But also if you're loving what you're creating, that passion just keeps driving you forward. And as a consumer, I see that when a creative loves what they do, that extra level of care is going to be in there. And I think, that it always shows up. It always does.
Absolutely agree.
I've been to concerts where I didn't particularly like the music, but I had a great time because the band was having a great time. The audience was having a great time. And I'd go back and see them again, but I'm not going to buy the album. Well, and I'm dating myself.
Yeah. I exactly the same. Yeah. I've been to concerts where there's lights, pyrotechnics, etc. And then I've been to concerts where they're just standing up there with a guitar. They're just, I mean, I'm in New Zealand, so they're just, the fact that they're in New Zealand, they just think is wild. And you see that love and you see that passion and that sort of disbelief that this is even happening. So it really absolutely makes a difference.
Well, even a good way, even like for any artist, like I always say, like if you draw a piece and it's just you worked hours on it and it's just beautiful, but then rip it apart. That's it. That's the best way of looking at it. Because like it's just the whole journey of just drawing that piece, and if you're satisfied with it, great. And if you can let it go, you just look forward to the next one.
Yeah, you can't get too attached to anything you're doing because you may love what you've done, but it may not serve the story.
Exactly.
It may not serve the story as the story develops because it's usually a living thing.
Yeah. Well, I learned that in advertising school for sure. You walk in there with all your ideas and then the they go, no. And you go, oh, okay. So you learn that quick. It's hard, but it makes you a better creative.
Exactly.
No,
Here's an
awesome,
interesting comment from California Comics. So you gentlemen know California Comics is the first metaverse comic shop in the world. And so on VeVe, we have something called the VeVeverse, and that's where people can share their comics. They can build showrooms and comic shops in our metaversal space. And so what California Comics did is they built a comic shop in the VeVeverse where people can go visit it and buy those comics directly. And they host artists. They've had Mark Brooks in there. They host artists in the metaversal space because you can go in there with little avatars. And so they've put a bounty out for $247 for the 247th mint. So mints are assigned randomly whenever you go for a comic. So since there's 666 of these comics, there's 1 through 666 mints. So that 247th mint, if that's a secret, it can't be a secret rare. I guess what would it have to be? I mean, I guess it could be a secret rare, but man, that's going to be quite the valuable comic because there's such a small number of those secret rares. But really cool.
I did laugh when I saw that the Kickstarter had reached 247 backers. I was like, nice. I like that. I think they ended up with like 250 something, but I was like, yes, imagine being the 247th backer on a 24/7. I love that.
It was perfect.
That's very true.
Here's a question from Mahalo Joe, who's like one of our biggest comic book collectors. He is stoked about this for sure. Were you inspired by My Hero Academia in creating Loath?
Oh, I'm familiar with Hero Academia.
Yeah.
But that's it.
So no.
I'm a big fan of anime and manga stuff. It's just there's so much I want to catch up on. But I remember seeing glimpses of like the designs are like terrific. They're amazing. But the inspiration, I would say, definitely would be Berserk.
I don't think we always know what we're inspired by either.
Right.
You can't always point to it. It can be anything. It can be a meal you had last night that gives you an idea. Well, it depends where you eat, I guess, but it gives you an idea about a character or even a plot point for a story you're already working on. You don't. It's very hard to identify sometimes. There's obvious ones, but I've given up trying to figure out where I got certain ideas from. And I also firmly believe that some of the stuff that I'm most proud of having done, I didn't create. It just got delivered to me. Like I would go to sleep and I go to sleep thinking about what am I going to do in the next issue of XMen. I know what the artist wants to, and then I would just wake up with a fully formed story and I was just transcribing it when I got to my computer. And I don't believe that I believe that was delivered to me from somewhere else. That's a rare occurrence, but that's some of the stuff I'm most proud of that I just don't think I participated in except to type it.
I like that.
Yeah, and there's no time on that too. When you're in the creative field like that, it could be 2 a.m., it could be 1 in the afternoon, it could be any time. You just got to capture it. It's true. So I mean, guys, we want to respect your time. I'm not sure how much you have. We said we'd get you on for half an hour. We've gone over that because we can keep you here for 5 hours because it's amazing. But just before we let you guys go, for example, Terry, how excited are you about this project? Any kind of last things you wanted to say before? Well, we're going to let everybody know where to find it, of course, on VeVe itself, and how to follow you guys, of course, on socials and everything like that. We'll handle all that. But how about this project? Are you excited about it? And I know, is there more to come? That's what I kind of said in the past.
I'm super excited about this project, but as much as anything because of the people I get to work with. You can have something that's the greatest idea you've ever heard, and it just becomes a nightmare to execute or to produce. That has not been the case with this at all. It's a privilege working with Vince, with Carl, with the entire team that I've worked with. Everybody is so into what they're doing. It really does remind me of my days on staff at Marvel when we were what was known as exempt employees at the time. So we didn't have to work 8 hours a day or 40 hours a week. If you could get your comics out in 6 hours a week and meet shipping and do quality work, that was fine. Everybody worked more than 8 hours a day because we were having a great time. We wanted to go look in other people's offices at their work and talk to their creators. It's the same here. I can't wait to get started on the next 3 issues with Vince. In fact, I've been bugging him a little bit about it. But that's my job as an editor.
That's amazing.
I can't wait.
Yeah, you too, Vince. What are you looking forward to most, or what have you enjoyed most about the process so far?
Oh, definitely with going with what Terry said, but bringing everybody from 24/7 has been a great moment. Like just the fact that everyone kind of believes in the whole project, you could say.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty just more excited just to see what people think. I just want people just to enjoy the book and just come along the journey.
I think they are going to enjoy the book, and I don't think this will be the last time that we chat with both of you gentlemen. And so thank you so much for coming to chat with us. We are going to roll you out the front door the same way you came in with this amazing trailer. So we will chat with you both very, very soon. Thank you again.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
No one knows where he came from. No one knows who he is. only that he is the man in black.
Now coming to you on VeVe. So awesome.
So sick.
Oh my gosh, Zoe, wasn't that amazing?
That was awesome. That was epic. I love chatting comic books. I love chatting creative process. I love chatting storytelling. That was awesome. And that trailer is metal as. That's so
Yeah, it
metal. I
was.
love it. The
Oh.
little metal head of me is loving it. I love the aesthetic. I love it.
Well, we were so honored to have both Terry and Vince here. I mean, it's just an honor to talk to them both. It's super exciting to have this comic dropping on the platform. And like I said, everybody, you can see the blog post right here. It's got all the details. It's on the VeVe Comics platform, the green platform, tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific time on the 18th. And it's very scarce. It's very limited. The gold cover goes to the 24/7 Kickstarter contributors. You can see that there's that secret rare in there. And we'll just see how everybody loves the story. And of course, I mean, this is the first issue. So we're hoping to have more. And I know, Zoe, you'll keep us updated, on all the news that's coming with comics. And in case you're just joining us, guys, we just had, like I said, we had Terry and Vince from, the Heroes Be Damned and 24/7 doing this right here. We have giveaways that are going on thanks to the moderators in the chat, Josh. And of course, we have FlexiCat in there. And everybody's here hanging out. It's absolutely amazing. There'll be some giveaways for people who are chatted. And that, I mean, how do you move on from that? What do you say from that, guys? I mean, we have a few more things to cover for sure, but
We've got a good comic announcement. I mean, we've got the best person for comics to help us with it. So, I mean, we're tracking. We might run a little over time. We usually go about an hour, but I think we're going to go over a little bit. I don't have any meetings, so I'm good to go.
Yeah,
I'm good. It's 7 a.m. So I ain't got nothing till 9 a.m.
for sure, right? So on the VeVe Comics app right here, you'll see it pop up. You can actually go to 24/7 right here on the homepage, and you can click in there, and that's where you'll see it. Of course, it'll also be a new this week up here in the top corner, but tomorrow at 10 a.m., check the blog right here for more details. But we have to move on because we have the Winter Soldier, and we got to play something right here, Corey. We got to play it.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
So good. Ben Dixon, aka Mr. Falcon, just delivering us heat nonstop. Another beautiful video showcasing AR, one of the many amazing features of our premium digital collectibles. Man, I love that video. I love the soundtrack you picked too.
Oh, it's awesome. And the Winter Soldier's coming out this weekend, and we can't wait. And you'll see that AR video posted very shortly across all socials. You guys are going to get in there and have some fun with that one. I mean, this collectible, I mean, Zoe, you're in the comic side of things, but I know you're branching into also, just like we all do. We're all over the app. We're all over. What do you think when you see this kind of character? I mean, we have the first, appearance in the comic books. We have the collectible now. It's so beautiful. I just can't even help myself.
It's so cool. I mean, you know it's AR, but the background that was picked in that video, I mean, he looks like he's straight out the van when, Black Panther's at the summit. It just
Oh
takes me
yeah.
back to the movie. All I can think of is just watching that movie for the first time in the cinema. This is so cool. The lighting, the shadows, the detail, the animation. I mean, shout out production team, shout out product team. You guys are that's awesome. That's awesome.
And Falcon's literally putting his life on the line for these AR videos, folks.
Yep.
He got kicked out of yet another car park where he went to go shoot I can't announce it just yet, but we have a really amazing series coming, and he was out shooting that in AR in another car park, and he got escorted off the premises. Yet again, they're not friendly to him in the UK. I don't know what the deal is there.
I'm gonna call up old mate Charles. I'm gonna be like, look, buddy, listen.
Yeah.
We've got to make content.
Let him work. Let him work. I mean, it was really
let the man cook.
Yeah. What's really cool about this vid too is that Falcon went to just like you said, Zoe, with the movie, you know how they had the whole fight scene on the highway and everything.
Yeah.
It was just one of the greatest scenes, I think, for me ever in Marvel history, him and Cap going at it. And he really captured all the moments, and you can do the same thing. If you get the collectible, you can go there, you can do all the stuff with your AR. Absolutely awesome, right? So look, and Millie's here. Thanks so much. And also Mr. Falcon's here himself. So sorry, Zoe, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're all good. You're all good. I'm just saying, try not to get kicked out of car parks when you're taking your AR videos. We might be able to bail you out once, but Falcon, you're on your own now. It's a second time.
Yeah, and this comes out on the 19th at 8 a.m. right here. We can see we have the variants right here. There's the common right there, awesome with the knife. I don't know about you, but when he sliced that van, you remember when they were fighting and he was trying to get, and he was flipping the knife around, and it's just, I think the movie's at least it's about 10 years old now, and it's still
Don't tell me that. Don't say it's 10 years old. I was what? Well, that aged me.
Well, I mean, it just flies by, but it's so awesome. And of course, I actually haven't seen the Thunderbolts movie, the new Avengers, yet. I haven't had a chance to see it yet because I haven't gone to the theater. So, and believe me, I'm a diehard Marvel movie guy, so it's kind of dumb that I haven't seen it yet. But I really want to see what he does. So no spoilers in there with Bucky, right? But you can see the common right there. We have, of course, the Chaser 41 editions. The Chasers have got the special little adjustments to it, which is cool, but only 41 of those, which is crazy. And then, of course, the uncommon with his beautiful arm with the star right there, which is awesome. And then, of course, we have the rare, which has got the more Captain America sort of star right there, which is cool with the Bucky star, right? Corey, you can talk about these anytime you want. These are
for sure. One cool thing about this collectible is that we have an actual weapon. I mean, Winter Soldier, a specialist in actual weapons. And I don't know historically, but there have been some things with our licensors to be able to clear showing a weapon on a digital collectible. And so this is just another great step, another, little paving stone in our path with Marvel as we develop our ability to really showcase their IP in the best way possible, in a way that the collectors are going to love, that really reflects the embodiment of what this character is. And, the Winter Soldier without, an actual gun is kind of like peanut butter without your jelly. You kind of need both of those things together.
The detail in that shot of the shrapnel, the bullet, jumping off of his arm, that is sick. Shout out production team. That is so cool. Loves it.
I love the different arms too. So each one is unique. It's they look in the mask. I mean, it's so menacing, right? There's the secret rare.
So cool.
Yeah, the secret rare at 241 editions. So, like I said, have a ton of fun with this one, you guys. We'll have more promos coming out with it with the AR and everything. Absolutely amazing for sure. And of course, now Corey, we got to talk about this. We can't not talk about Penny Red, which is happening on the Sunday. And this is amazing as well. You had the full video, the interview as well. And we also
had out.
Yeah, that's all out on our YouTube channel. We posted that a little while ago. And so now we're going to re-hit this one up again, make sure everyone remembers it's coming up this weekend, because we actually announced these really early, which is really cool. We're getting further ahead, everybody. But talk about this one, Corey. I mean, we had the first, of course, the Penny Black. Now we got the Penny Red. I know you have a Penny Black. I know. You got the, you have to show it, but you got
directly behind me right there.
Yeah.
Up on my, those are my command coins whenever I was in the military, my challenge coins, but I keep the stamp there too. I usually take it out of that plastic case. Oscar and I talk about it, but the reason that they were shipped in those plastic cases from Stanley Gibbons was to preserve them for shipping. So I think with this round, they're not doing the plastic case. They're going to put it on something that's more standard for the shipping of a stamp, which would be like a cardboard backer. It's really important that if you preserve a stamp right in terms of like moisture, humidity, and placing it like on a proper surface, it'll last forever. Clearly, I mean, these are from 1841 and they still exist.
Yeah.
So if they're preserved properly, they last forever. But the penny red is the next evolution from the original penny black. And essentially the penny black was hard for them to track in terms of whenever the stamp was posted for issuage, it was easy to remove the ink. And so they needed a contrasting color. And there's a whole bunch of different variations of the penny red because the original penny reds were created from the original stamps that were not stamps, the plates that made the penny blacks. And so those went through variations. So it's created a huge amount of variety in the amount of penny reds are out there. And that's the fun thing with philately is so many different variations and how they were pressed, how they were cut, little imprints. It's really, really, you got to know your history. You got to know all the things. But they're just a pleasure to work with. Stanley Gibbons brings so much knowledge and so much experience. And they are, when it comes to stamps, they are the authority for the world. And they have been for, more than a century now. They are one of the original, if not the original stamp authorities. So we are so honored. And we really treasure the relationship we have with them. And it allows us to really reach back in time and grab historic pieces like this. I mean, not easy to get one of these stamps physically. And there's only one place in the world where you can get it digitally. And it's right here on VeVe. So that's really exciting for us. And again, another physical pairing if you land that secret rare. So good luck to you on that. I'll tell you, I was excited whenever I opened my mailbox. I couldn't believe I never get a secret rare. My wife is usually the one that has all the luck. And I'm a stamp guy. Like I've been collecting stamps since I was a kid with my dad. And so I was just like straight up gobsmacked. I had prepared to spend $200 trying to get a secret rare. And I think I got it on like the third try or something. I was like, what? I was like losing my mind.
I love that we're catering to all different types of collectors. You've got your
Yeah.
standard collectibles, but then also stamp collecting. I mean, when people, it's that classic, what are your hobbies? What do you collect? Stamps, that's the first thing you think of. That's so cool.
Yeah, for sure. It's coming up on Sunday, and it's going to be great again. I absolutely love it. Good luck. Maybe you'll get another one, Corey. I don't know. What have you?
I'm dedicating a chunk of the budget into it. I'm prepared. Financially going to be as responsible as I can. And you should be too if you're watching.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. Now we also have The Lion King coming out, and this is actually tomorrow. So he's coming out. This is coming out tomorrow at 8 a.m. on the Blue app. So you got the Blue app 8 a.m. and then you got the Heroes Be Damned on the Green app at 10 a.m. So we spread it out a bit. I mean, it's The Lion King. What can you say?
So good. You gotta love it. It's your classic. It's the classic film reimagined into comic book. I think this is one of we've done a couple of Disney collectible comics as well. We've done Snow White, and this is just another one. I mean, The Lion King, so stunning visually. A classic. I remember watching a documentary. I think at university when I was in ad school, and the animators at Disney, they actually brought in a real lion into Walt Disney Studios. I know. And they had documentary footage, and it was in this documentary. They brought a real lion in for the animators and the illustrators to reference. So there was just a lion on a leash walking around the Disney animated studios one day back in the day, which I thought was really cool.
I love that.
Yeah. So from a real lion to print to screen and now back again into print. Stunning.
So this is indicating it's a graphic novel. Does that mean it's got more pages? Sometimes that's kind of like the big differentiator. Or is it kind of? It says on the cover graphic novel. I'm curious if it's more.
It is basically the film from start to finish. So obviously, that's a 2-hour film. They've got to put it on print. Graphic novel. Available on VeVe. You can read it. You can pop it in
Very
AR.
Cool. Yeah, it's like an exciting thing for us. Originally we started off with Marvel way back in the day, and we were always wondering how far could we push the technology in terms of how many pages could we fit in Mint. And so graphic novels have always been an exciting thing for me, because now you're getting, 50, 60, 100, 200 pages for like Ultraman. So it is exciting, because a lot of people do like to read it. I like putting it in AR just because I think it's so slick. But if I'm reading, I usually just use the in-app reader. But that's an important thing to know if you're watching. Maybe you're new. We're glad you're here. But they aren't just JPEGs of covers. I promise you, it's a fully readable book. You can place it in AR. There's a digital reader. You can buy and sell it globally. It's a really cool thing.
The panel by panel is so good. When I'm reading, just shout out to the comics team and the product team who painstakingly go through each panel and upload for our pleasure. So.
Yeah, it's awesome. And by the way, I just want to shout out Wes.
100.
Yeah, we called you out earlier in the live stream. If you missed the beginning, both you and Ray, of course, hitting level 100. So thanks for coming out today. Big congratulations to you. And if you go back to the beginning of the live stream, you'll see us giving you a big shout out. And of course, on the socials,
we'll do it again right now. And we have an exciting announcement. Wes recently just hit level 100. Can we get
Can we get some love in the chat? Can we get some claps? Can we get some applause? Shout out, Wiz.
You didn't miss anything, Wes. We got you.
We got you. Yeah. Anytime you come here, we'll get you.
and David's going to get you too. You're going to get mailed, or I don't know if he's going to mail it or if it's going to be a convention delivery, but there's obviously the amazing case with the amazing placard inside of it. And then you'll get to sign up with the Discord. You'll get some exclusive meetings with members of the team, which is always fun for us. But yeah, welcome to the level 100s. We're glad you're here.
Much more to come, you guys. We're getting up there for sure. I know that there's some talk about us. We're a little planning in the background about a level 100 event that's going to be pretty cool towards the end of the month here, which is cool. It's a community-driven event, but we're going to support it. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be awesome. And stay tuned for the Lion King comic, which is tomorrow. That's going to be great. Now, we have to move on here, and we're taking our time because, we got a bit of time, and we had those amazing guests, of course, Vince and Terry from Heroes Be Damned and 24/7. So, but we want to talk about our drops. And of course, we have Emily the Strange coming up on the first day of San Diego Comic-Con. This is very special, super cool. If you're not following them on Instagram, they have like 200,000 or something followers. Very, very big, very, very like a really homegrown art. I mean, it's
so excited for
so
this
amazing.
one.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
You tell us how excited you are.
I am so excited. I grew up loving Emily the Strange. I'm a little goth girl at heart, and just reading Emily the Strange, the books, the physical books, I just really resonated with this strange little girl. It's very like Wednesday Addams vibes. I'm so excited for this one. I think I'm going to be dropping some funds to try and get as many variants as possible on this one. When I heard we were doing Emily the Strange, I got so excited. My hairdresser has an Emily the Strange guitar. I love this.
Give us a little about the character. I think this is a new one. We'll be doing some articles and stuff like that. And now that I know this, Zoe, I'll be consulting you for those articles. You can help us write some editorials. But yeah, give us a little, what's the 401 on this character?
Yeah, so Emily the Strange is sort of like a sleeper cult hit. She is originally was, I think, an illustrated design that the IP got picked up and turned into books. So I read the books as a kid, especially this one, the Uncommon one, where she's like a very strange little girl. She's very Wednesday Addams vibes. She kind of likes the macabre. She doesn't really have a lot of friends. And then in her second book, I believe, she clones herself because she realized that she has to go to school and do all these things that little girls have to do, which she doesn't really want to do. She wants to go out and cause mischief and be creepy and weird and spend her time doing that, and then it ends up backfiring on her. So I am thrilled. This is a very 2000s goth girl kind of IP. If you grew up in the 2000s like I did with Emily the Strange, I know you're going to be excited for this one. She's very weird, very odd, very into the dark, very into, all the creepy crawlies. She and Wednesday Addams would be best friends. They'd either try and kill each other or they would be buddies. Very, very keen for this one. She's just mischief and everything spooky, scary, eerie in the best kind of way. Fun, spooky.
Very
I
nice.
love it. I
And
love it.
Cosmic Debris, the licensor, has just been a pleasure to work with. I was talking to our production head. Their team makes all these beautiful models, and they got so many inspiration picks, so many references, and they were able to add some subtle animations to some of these, which are very subtle, but they actually
Yeah.
lend a lot to the collectible. I mean, because a lot of these are just beautiful kind of as standalones, especially if this is your vibe. So those subtle animations like the slingshot pulling back, preparing. And I'm almost
The eyes
positive that
blinking.
Falcon has already put together an AR video, which I'm pretty sure we'll probably be rolling out. Cosmic Debris is so awesome.
Yeah.
They're going to improve that thing lickety split. So we'll be excited to show you all of that in AR.
Yeah, and there's something really cool about San Diego Comic-Con, what we're doing there at their booth. So we are going to be doing stuff with them at their booth. So stay tuned for the coverage from our events team who's going down there to cover it as well. There's a collectible redemption at the booth that if you're at San Diego Comic-Con, you're lucky to be there. Go to their booth. There's a VeVe collectible redemption that you can get with a card. There's also more news about another thing potentially around the set completion. Stay tuned for official announcements on that. But we're doing stuff with them at their booth at San Diego Comic-Con. And so, I wish we could be there this year, but we're not. But we have a team down there. David's going to be there. Magic, Max, and Janie are going to be there. We have other volunteers and mods are going to be there, and a whole team of stuff. They're going to be at the booth. So make sure you hit up their booth and follow them, follow them on Instagram, follow them on Twitter. Instagram's the big page, though. I mean, they got so much cool stuff. And Zoe, you talked about it. There's so many cool things about it. This is the one right here that you'll see probably at the booth you'll have to get a card. And so we'll see for the people back home, what that means if you want to collect everything. But it's outside the set, I believe, so it should be fine. But super cool. Thanks for the insight on that, Zoe. That's really great. See, it's not just comics. When you work at this company, you love it all.
We all know our weird little things.
Yeah, this is my weird little thing. Yeah, everyone went, "Oh, Emily the Strange." I went, "Oh."
Love it.
It's a con exclusive right there. Now let's move on really quick here. Today we had the Hood #1 drop. This happened today, so still available in the shop if you want to go, but only for 30 days. Like you said, so Zoe, I mean, we're doing that thing with 30-day comics where after 30 days they go. We have a big announcement of a comic that's always going to do towards the end of the live stream. So stay tuned. This is a big time comic coming up, but this one dropped today, and explicit content. Be careful.
It's the origin story of the Hood. So this is the #1, the origin story. This one originally came out in 2002, I believe. Really cool. If you're liking the Heroes Be Damned kind of vibe, that black and white and red, this is very much up your street as well. If you're liking the graphic, if you're liking the detail, a little bit of gore, this is a cool one. He's spooky, he's scary. Is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? You'll just have to read and see.
Love it.
That's awesome. And that's available now at our store right now for sure, right? And then, of course, this is a little touch on the Planet Death. This was that came out previously. This is just a recap on it right here with the poster. So the poster redemption happened yesterday. We did some announcements about it, but you can still check that out in the marketplace, in the aftermarket, and, of course, the comic as well. A very cool collab that we had right here on this one with that, physical redemption. I know that we're trying to do more of that, hey, Zoe, with our comics and stuff like that. We're trying to kind of cross collab. I know maybe you can't talk about too much in the future, but I know you're talking to our publishers about different opportunities. That's correct, hey?
Yeah, absolutely. Bad Idea were just a pleasure. Obviously, before I joined the team, we had Planet Death Zero. We also did an artwork piece as well for people that had the full set. They wanted to do it again and run it back. We were obviously more than happy to. A great little piece there for our Planet Death collectors, so they could have, both 2 entire complete sets and 2 pieces of art to showcase in VeVeverse. It's just been a pleasure. It's awesome to be able to connect with the publishers. They're so enthusiastic. They're so keen to do more. Like today, making interviews happen, showing some love to our amazing VeVe fam and VeVe community. So yeah, it's been a pleasure. And I'm very excited to just be doing more and more with our publishers. Yeah,
that's awesome. Thanks for the great insight on that one. Stay tuned, you guys. You're in good hands. And then we had Strange Tales #126 come out. I love this comic. The exclusive art is amazing. It's sitting in the store right now, but it's doing very well, everybody, if you want to go after it. This series goes all the way back. I absolutely love Strange Tales with the original Human Torch. So cool. And of course, the main villain here, I mean, Zoe, take us through it. If
Yeah,
you don't
I mean,
mind.
I was gonna say you should take us through it because did I see on X that you got the whole set?
You got them
that
all.
Well,
you
not
had
the
to do?
secret rare, not the secret
No,
rare yet.
not
I wasn't
yet.
lucky enough, but I will eventually if I can. I did pick up the exclusive VeVe art. The ultra rare looks absolutely amazing. Dormammu, he is so cool. And if you watch that Doctor Strange movie, you know, like from before with the Scarlet Witch and all that, he did that famous scene. What does he say, Corey, when he keeps coming down?
Come to bargain. Over and over.
Come to bargain. Yeah.
It's the most on-screen deaths for any hero, like in the history of cinema or something like that, because he gets wiped how many times in that sequence. So good.
That's absolutely awesome.
This
So
is
this
almost
comic
like two
came out a few
comics
days
in
ago.
one.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Zoe. Sorry.
Sorry, I was just gonna say this comic is you kind of almost get two comics in one because you've got the
Yeah.
Doctor Strange arc, you've got the Human Torch, and the Thing. They've sort of been, you know, psychically being taken control of. The Deadly Duo are, you know, messing with their brains a little bit, and you know they've got to figure out how to stop before they become puppets of the Deadly Duo. So this is a good one.
Yeah, for sure. I absolutely love it. I love all the old school ones, the Silver Age stuff. They just hit me hard. I love it.
And the exclusive cover, the far left and the one over from the right, not only is that beautiful, it sort of highlights the value of what it means to have an exclusive cover on VeVe. As it allows, whenever this comic was released, was that character ever going to be anything? It's a question Marvel had to ask, you know, half a century ago when they released it. So they weren't going to be featuring a character that they had no idea if it had legs. So it's really cool whenever we can revisit a classic cover or a classic book and then give that primary character that's featured and important their own cover. Like it is
Right.
basically a great way for us to pay homage. So I've always been such a huge lover of our exclusives.
Well, and it's Youngin Yoon, I believe is how you say our, yeah. So
Young
that's
Jung Yoon.
Young Jung Yoon. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, stunning. That's the first one I had to go get. I went for the drop. I landed the uncommon, which is fine. I landed a 1941 mint on the uncommon, so that's kind of interesting. Even though this is a 1951 original, not this issue, but the series started then. So I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. I like those kind of like actual year mints are kind of fun, no matter what they are. And so then I went into the marketplace and I was like, I saw the ultra rare and I'm like, oh yeah, bang, I had to have that. And then I had to get my common 3 digits. So, but no, Zoe, I don't have the full set yet.
Not yet, not yet. If anyone's got a secret rare that they want to chop on marketplace, give Aaron a call.
Just floor it and I'll be there. And everyone else will be too. This was cool too. I know we're going way over, guys, but I hope you don't mind. But we wanted to talk about all this stuff because we had those great guests today. The London Police and their Genesis key. Now, this is amazing. If you actually want to find out more about this, you can go to their website right here. There's the Tsui website, and it's got all the information about the Genesis key, what that means, the lifetime membership, how you can acquire it. And on the VeVe app, of course, you do get the redemption right there, which is, you know, a lot of people have done. And, you know, we just love this partnership as well. I know Anis is working with them. He's another person on our team that you will meet here who's in charge of the campaigns, you know, when we're talking about, you know, collectibles. We have 2 great people here that are doing things. Zoe, you get to meet Zoe today. And so this is a whole thing you can check out, everybody. Go to their site, go to their Twitter page, you know, follow the London Police like we always do. We love it. Great relationship there as well. We're going to be doing more stuff. They actually just joined our partner program too, which is amazing, which is, everybody knows, if you haven't seen, I'm in the partner program manager now. So we're going to be doing stuff with them with that. So lots of exciting stuff ahead. You know, I don't know if either of you guys were able to acquire this, but you know, it's legendary if you love their art.
Legendary.
Yeah. And so right here, let's move on right here. We had the whole thing, the Ultraman Day. Now, Corey, I wanted to ask you about this, how the whole thing went. The collectibles are stunning, the website, the campaign. I just want to let everybody know. So, like, you know, with our socials team, the people who are in charge of our social media and all the numbers and everything, we had like a crazy, in terms of like week through Ultraman week with engagements, with views, with like, so the community came out in droves and beyond to support like Ultraman Day. We got a ton of eyes on these 2 amazing collectibles that we had. And of course the comics too. Corey, what was your, you know, the success rate of this for the whole team? How did you guys feel about how it all went down? It's like Star Wars. It looked amazing. It did.
For sure. Yeah. For sure. Like the primary motivation here, there's a couple. One, it's to show everyone that's coming at one time so you can kind of plan. Like we get it Like, it's nice to know what's coming over a period of time so you can plan your life and your budget around that. But the other part of this is making VeVe more discoverable to the world. We have all of you that are watching, and our dedicated collectors have been here since day one, and we love you for it. But I think the biggest way that we help everyone win is that we get more people to join. And the biggest way for us to do that is to design beautiful layouts that are text rich, that are optimized for SEO. So large language models are recommending information that we're providing. So generic Google searches for something like, I'm betting you if you go on Google right now and you type in Ultraman Rising collectible, you don't put digital in there and you don't put VeVe in there, you're probably going to find our videos, and you're going to probably find this website, and you're going to probably find a lot of VeVe centric stuff. It's a big push for the content team for us to start making VeVe more discoverable, so more people find it. And we're finding results in that already in terms of the number of new visitors that are visiting our website. Weekly has been increasing by a dramatic amount, and they're spending quite a bit of time on the website once they hit it. So there's a big push for the content team. We're going to keep bringing you videos and graphics and doing the stuff that we love to do, but we're diving into the written and SEO parts of it too, which is exciting for all of us, because it's just more tools in our toolkit that we get to play with.
And Josh right here, our mod, he's sharing the article. Sorry, Zoe. Josh right here. Thanks so much. Our Discord community manager, Josh, is modding in the chat. He's sharing articles of the Ultraman articles that were put out. Corey, I know that's what you're talking about with the SEO and people finding it. We've seen great return on numbers on those.
Yeah, we even wrote an editorial that really had nothing to do with this drop, but it was Ultraman Day on the 10th. And so it just made sense to write a really fun, historic, informational piece about the history of Ultraman, because that's important for all of you to know. It's important for us to know. Like, when it comes down to it, we collect things for a number of reasons, but one of the primary reasons people collect is based on nostalgia and understanding of history. So it's really our responsibility as, the world's top digital collecting company, that we're putting that history out there, that we're honoring the legacy of the things that we're releasing digitally. We're not reinventing the wheel. We're just designing the wheel for the future. The roads are changing a little bit. They're not paved with cobblestones anymore. And so that's what we're doing on VeVe. We're digitizing, we're moving into the future, but we need to honor the legacy. We need to honor the history. We need to share those stories. And so, again, it's just a great opportunity for us to nerd out more than we already do and get to write articles and all of that. So it's fun for us.
Yeah, for sure. What's your take, Zoe, on all of this? I mean, we have the comics in there as well, and just how things are going along with this.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. I mean, I hadn't heard of Ultraman until I started at VeVe 6 weeks ago, and trust me, I heard about it like day 2. I was like, okay, like, all right, Ultraman Day, that's a big one. So for me, it's also been great to learn, not only as a member of Team VeVe, but just as a collector, as a fan of pop culture, and like you say, those education pieces, helping us honor the history of it. I had no idea that it was, decades old. So getting to learn on the job has been awesome, and I'm sure our audience will resonate with learning more about what we're dropping. And also, I think our publishers, our IP owners, the people that we partner with, they're wanting, they're giving us their baby, their IP, their 60 years worth, and we've got to respect that, and we have to treat it with love. Not only are we respecting the people that created it, the people that have come before, but also the people who love that too. So that's very special. It's been awesome to see the team just killing it, and the quality of stuff that you guys are putting out, I've noticed has been amazing. So it's been such a cool learning experience while we get that new IP, something, you guys might not know about Emily the Strange. I can come in and I can educate you guys. You guys might know about more than Ultraman. You guys can teach me something. So it's been an awesome learning experience.
Love that.
Yeah,
Love that.
yeah.
You're absolutely right. And a fun fact about Ultraman Day, which is July 10th, is that's also David Yu's birthday. I don't know if you all saw the article that we released that has a quote from David in it. And so whenever we wrote sort of that editorial educational piece, we included some quotes from David and Dan, because you got to keep in mind, when David and Dan founded VeVe, it wasn't just because they thought it was a fun idea. Those guys have been collecting and loving this hobby since long before they came to VeVe. Their relationship formed because of their mutual love of technology and collecting, right? And so Ultraman is especially important to the CEO, David Yu, because that's his birthday. And so 1966, the original Ultraman series televised. It was a brand new thing. It never existed. And so for David, on his birthday, every single year, going all through his childhood, Ultraman Day. So of course he loves it. So that it made it even more fun for us to really highlight this in a special way.
Yeah, that's absolutely awesome. I actually didn't realize that that was his birthday on the exact same day. I knew it was right around that exact time. So, but yeah, that's amazing. Now, guys, we do have a couple things here just before we're ending. We're gonna end it off. Zoe's gonna premiere. We're gonna let you do it of one of the best comics ever. But just before we do that, just check it out right here. You can do the set right here of Ultraman Rising. This is what you get: 1575 points per day. Go check it out in the store or the market. They're all available right here, and the animations are crazy. You can see our AR videos that we put out that Mr. Falcon did. And your Corey, the team they're so great. And this is, you know, these are long-term plays for us. I mean, there's a whole new market of people. Like you said, Zoe, you mentioned how you discovered Ultraman just by being here. A lot of our community is doing that right now. And there's a whole massive fandom that, you know, we're going to tap into. So, I mean, these are just as good as it gets, in my opinion. And then, of course, we also had the amazing Amy.
So cute. So
You gotta
cute.
watch the show too. Yeah.
Oh.
I know. And we're not done, everybody. And I wanted to shout out, this is another thing too, because we talk about, you know, what we're doing here as a company and what we're doing and what you're doing and the team and everything. And of course, the licensor, what they're doing. But we also have our community of creators right here that did an incredible job covering our Ultraman week. And I want to shout them out. You know, they did amazing jobs on the drop shows. You got the O'Millies, you got the BEs, you got everybody that was doing shows around this thing. They really jumped on board with it, had a ton of fun. And, you know, so it's a really big shout out to our community of content creators. Make sure you're supporting them, everybody. Make sure you're sharing their work as well, because they're growing and building and doing something. And with our partner program, we're going to get even more in depth with that as well. But big shout out. It's a big team collaboration event right here. We're trying to show the world new IP, digital collecting. We're, you know, and it's not even just digital collecting, guys. It's just collecting. It's just collecting in a digital form. You know, you look at our walls, right? I know, Zoe, you said you're potentially moving. I can't wait for your backdrop.
Oh, it's gonna be good. I have so much good stuff in storage. I can't wait to get out. I'm hyped. I'm gonna be rivaling Corey for the backgrounds and the team.
I love it.
meetings,
I love it.
Yeah, for sure. Now, Zoe, without further ado, you know the comic that we are announcing today. I'll put the graphic up on screen. If you want to announce it, that would be amazing.
I would love to. You guys, this is a big one. I'm so thrilled. Obviously, San Diego Comic-Con is right around the corner. We've got Fantastic Four coming out in film as well to coincide with San Diego Comic-Con. So what better comic to launch, you know, San Diego Comic-Con on VeVe? It is Marvel Silver Surfer, the 1968 #1. This is the origins of the Silver Surfer, his, you know, time on Zen-La, the, you know, Shala Bal first appearance. This is a big one. And this is in really limited quantities, you guys. Really, really limited quantities. I'm so excited for this one. The art is stunning. It's a great pick. It's a great story, getting to understand, you know, the Silver Surfer, his origins, how he became the Silver Surfer in the first place, what he gave up, what he sacrificed. This is such a sick one. This is a great one to be dropping. I'm so excited.
Such a beloved character by so many people on our platform. We have some actually, yeah, look. Right here in the comments, Sleepin' Comics is about to go crazy. Yes, you are correct. Sleepin' makes some really amazing comic content. He's got a whole basement full of it. And this is one of his favorites. Yeah, I'm excited for this one. Iconic, absolutely iconic cover. And the exclusives on this are absolutely beautiful. But yeah, I mean, I think I'm Common Gang all the way. Like I will be. I don't think I'll ever be more pleased to get a Common.
Yeah, we got, I think, the Ron Lim ultra rare. That one looks sick as well. I'm so excited. These are stunning. So vintage.
What are these editions?
So I believe Ron's is the ultra rare, I want to say.
Yeah, we got the ultra rare and the rare and the ultra rare variants right there. Look at that.
Yeah.
How many total editions? Like
we have 1,000.
How hard of a time? 1,000 total?
1,000 total. The first edition is 101. That will be the first one up for public sale. So if you manage to grab that 101, yeah, or 111 even, that'll be a great mint to be collecting.
Good luck, folks.
Woo! Yeah, 1,000 editions, you guys. So it's going to be exciting. I know that Zoe, we really wanted to make this a real marquee draw, a real it is the 20 gem price at the 1,000 editions. So
More than
when
fair.
we're talking, we've dropped our kind of Grail level comics that when I say Grail, I'm talking historical kind of recognized industry standard sort of historical comics that are at that high level, like the Amazing Fantasies of the world and those kind of comics. And we dropped those at 10,000 editions at 20 gems previously, right? Because they're so iconic. This is 1,000 editions. So, Zoe, can you talk about a little bit about the the exclusivity that we're presenting here with this book, and with the covers, the edition size, the price, like why is this one so high level? I mean, I kind of know, but I think
Yeah, I
here.
mean, for us, it's Fantastic Four comes out in cinemas. I think this is going to be the best Fantastic Four. I've seen all the Fantastic Fours, but I've been a Vanessa Kirby fan for years since she was in The Crown, so I think she's going to smash it. As Sue Storm. This one is super special. The Silver Surfer is an iconic, you see Silver Surfer, Fantastic Four, you know him, you love him. This one is very special for us because it's San Diego Comic-Con. We're really just wanting to, we've been hearing the feedback, I've been hearing on the drop shows on Wednesday, New Zealand time, people are wanting more limited. It's the value proposition of, investing your money, your gems into comics and wanting that, that premium, that value proposition return. We've been hearing you. So that's why we limited this one to 1,000. And also, again, there's that chance. There's only 42 secret rares, and there will be. And then once they're gone, they're gone. So making sure that we're offering something that is timeless, that fits what's going on in the pop culture world. We're here, we're understanding it, we're listening to you guys, and this one is just a great story to be dropping. And what better time to do it than the week Fantastic Four comes out at San Diego Comic-Con 2025.
Yeah, that's absolutely amazing. Oh, there's just had to take another cute look at that right there.
Yeah, I think Mint 101, Mint 111, those are going to be good ones.
Yeah.
Mint 999 as well. I think, that there's some great ones. Mint 123. I mean, there's a bunch here.
616.
Yeah, 666. There's going to be great ones here.
And so, like you mentioned too, you're chatting in the Discord as well. Can you talk about that? And so where people can talk to you and everything. Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, so I've been joining the weekly comic Green App Drops live show. So they're our wonderful community, our mod Damon and our crew like Mahalo and Puma. It's the only time that isn't like 2:00 in the morning New Zealand time. So that's the show, but it also kind of works out because it's the VeVe Comics weekly drop show. I like to jump in there every other week, say hi to the crew, see what we're unboxing, celebrate when people are getting those secret rares, those ultra rares. And it's just a really great time to be able to connect with the VeVe community. Obviously, there's only a handful of us because it's DJ Hours for most people, as we call it. It's the team are calling it. It's DJ Hours. But no, that has just been basically a crash course on the VeVe fam. And then I'm hearing that feedback on what artists you guys like, what editions you're looking towards. Basically just another avenue for me to be able to soak up that knowledge directly from our customers. Yeah, shout out Green Comic Drop Show on Discord. You guys are the best. It has just been a pleasure. I was in there, I think my first week at VeVe or one of my first days. I just jumped in there. I come from an esports background. I did about 6 years in esports, so I really understand the value of the community. Communities are our customers, and if you're not appealing and listening to what the customers are saying, then you're not doing your job properly. So it's been a pleasure just to jump in there to learn as I go as well. There's so much to know and learn. I'm constantly, I'm a comic book fan, but these guys are like next level. It's just been a pleasure. Yeah, it's just been a pleasure to chat with everyone and get to know the team and get to know the mods and get to know our comic fans.
Absolutely amazing. Well, we're going to end the show here, guys. We've covered everything. Thanks so much. Thanks to Vince and Terry for coming around.
Yes.
And thank you, Zoe, for helping us set that up. The Heroes Be Damned comic comes out tomorrow, 10 a.m. On the Green app. And of course, the Silver Surfer you just saw comes out next Tuesday. The blog is now live. You'll see social posts going out. Thanks, Zoe, for joining us. I mean, obviously, we're going to be talking a lot. And Corey, it's another one of those times of the day where we're ending the live stream. So we always got to say to our community, thanks for coming out.
And happy collecting.